Look, I came across this and I've seen some other short clips of this video and somebody AI generated it. And I just want to know how we came from there to where we are now. And I have my thoughts. So let's watch this real quick. Okay, I'm back. So in this video, this short clip that somebody created, I just want to know when it happened and why we went from that until what we have now. Now, I shouldn't say it's a theory. My understanding, my thought is, I think it came from the advent of the Beatles. Okay. That ushered in, and maybe as early as Elvis, that ushered in this new thought process in younger people, right? That I don't know if you guys remember Back to the Future, the first one where he begins to go off course and start just playing music that these people didn't understand, right? First of all, he played the guy calls his brother Barry, right? And he has him listen to this music. And then as it goes along, he starts playing the guitar in a modern day riff, right? I think what happened is the youth of that time said, hey, we don't have to follow what our parents taught. We don't have to follow what is customary for us to do, right? They first went off with the clothing and then the hairstyles and then the music. Well, they kind of all integrated together, right? The Beatles came over with, the suit and the tie, but the music started, Elvis, he had the dancing, right? There was kind of this gradual, within probably 7-8 years of this monumental turn. We had the Beatles, they had this mop hair, right? And then we kind of slowly slid from that into just within a couple years of just this whole process, right? I remember, I went to a private school, and we couldn't wear jeans and we couldn't wear t-shirts. Okay. Before that, I went to a Catholic school, and my God, if you couldn't wear anything that was out of what they had told you to wear. We didn't have, a, a uniform, but we couldn't wear jeans or t-shirts and that type of things. So when you got home, you changed out of that and you wore jeans and a t-shirt, right? And then you grew your hair longer because that's what everybody else was doing. But we moved from this style to everybody is free to do whatever they want. Then we got into the drugs, and then we got into, the free love type thing. I remember when I was a kid, man, I must have been 11, rode our bikes down to the local park, and on a Saturday, you were bumping shoulders with people, and there was people smoking dope. They were doing crazy stuff, and they were singing weird, music. And I'm not talking about music that you would hear on the radio. It was like, where's this coming from, right? And at the time you had hippies, okay? And it was just part of life then. I didn't look at them like, hey, you're weird, It was just like you seen it everywhere. So you didn't pay much attention to it. But my dad, he was the big band music playing, and he couldn't understand what these kids were doing, right? I mean, basically what everybody says when they're older and they look at my generation was better than yours. And I think the 60s music and the 70s music was far outnumbered any generation before or after. That's the way I feel. But I just, I noticed that it just took a turn right at that point. It started gradually with Elvis, gradually with the Beatles, and then by the time you hit some of this, even some of this, music like the surfer music, right? That still kind of, hit both ends, right? But as we move, then you got into the Rolling Stones and all the rest of it from there on out. I mean, and then you moved into the 70s, and it was just everything was gone by then. It was done. I mean, you didn't see any people dressing in suits or women with the hairstyles. Everybody was doing their own thing, right? And then you moved into the grunge, and now you're into this nonsense. I mean, I would like to see everybody, all the men, come back in suit and tie, and they don't have to wear a hat. I mean, that where the ball caps. I don't know. I guess you wear a ball. I never wore a ball cap. I didn't see any use for it. Um, but I would like to see the women in the skirts and in the blouses. I would. I really would. I think you can make enough colorations and styles to bring that all back. People, they go to the store in their pajamas. Okay, they wear flip flops in the middle of the winter. I mean, it's. I mean, they don't have any problem with doing their hair. Okay, they don't have any problem with driving. If they can't afford it, they drive a expensive car, but they live in a piece of crap, right? There's still that presence that most people have, that they want to look good. Some people just get up and their hair's all sticking up, and they got food on their shirt or whatever. And I don't care what circumstance, they wear shorts. People, they just, I don't like it. Okay. And I'm not saying that as an old guy, right? I'm not saying that. I just think when you notice this video, that people were, they were dressed whatever, what I mean? It was like, I don't know. I mean, to me, I don't have a clue why people have to dress like that. And, there's different videos and different people to educate at a certain age. This is the way you need to dress. I mean, I notice a lot of women, they come out with jeans and a t-shirt. I just think that's disgusting. Okay. I don't know where anybody told, even guys that come out and dress the way that they do. I'd rather see some slacks and a dress shirt, right? And if you want to work around the house, or you're doing some heavy laboring, or you're digging holes, I don't care if you're under a sink or whatever. No, you ain't gonna wear that type of outfit. But to go out in public, or the day-to-day things, to go to work, whatever, I can't. It's just disgusting. I don't care where you live. I don't care what neighborhood you go into, what community you go. I don't care. It's nonsense. I just think it's degrading, especially with women. I mean, I shouldn't say especially with women, guys too. I look at the women and I think, don't dress like a guy. Please do not do that. All right. And guys dress whatever. I think there should be some kind of, I don't know. I think in every high school, every grade school, there has to be a dress code. There just has to be. So you can't afford it. Well, if you were told to dress that way, there would be manufacturers making inexpensive clothing to accommodate the people that have to dress like that, right? But it's so easy to wear a t-shirt, throw it on. I don't know why it's easier to wear a dress shirt. I don't get it, but I mean, I do the same thing, but I do a lot of things that I need to move around in comfort, right? And I need a t-shirt or something that's going to get dirty or ripped, or uh, I'm trying to get away from the jean things, but when I'm working around the yard, I don't want to wear. Um, it just seems kind of odd to wear some slacks, right, or dress pants, or go out there in a button down. I don't, it just seems. I mean, I guess you can, but yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Would you rather see a woman dressed in, um, a long skirt and a blouse, and a man in a suit with a tie? I would. Tell me what you think. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye now.